Using supplements for midlife wellness. Are you trying to figure out what you should take, what you should not take? I'm going to break it all down and going to answer the questions that people ask. Should I take probiotics and collagen and zinc? And we're going to get into it. I am Robin, a nutritionist, and I help women over 40 meet their nutrition needs. And I also help you mitigate symptoms and concerns related to the pause. And when I say pause, that's menopause, perimenopause, and beyond. That is my area of expertise. All right. So when it comes to supplementation for us in midlife, some are highly recommended and critical, and then some are optional depending on you. So I'm going to answer some questions that I've been getting and then make sure that you know what the must-have supplements are for us. All right, so I'm going to tell you food first. There are a bazillion options for supplements, and everybody is always coming at you with take this, take this, take this. So I'm always going to tell you, as a nutritionist, the very first thing you want to do is to have your physical food in order. That is where the nutrients come from. And the nutrients in our food behave so much differently than in a supplement. So the number one place to get it is your food. And I understand that it's very challenging in this day and age to get proper nutrition from the food. Sidebar, I grow my produce as much as I can hydroponically, so I don't like getting in the soil and dirt. That's another story for another day, but that I do that. So it's best that you can with food. And I can help you with your nutrition side if you need that, with getting your meal plan in order. All right. So I'm going to take out my notes because I just want to make sure I don't forget anything. And this is in no particular order. I'm going to answer the questions that people ask me. Do I need this? Do I need that? So collagen. Should you supplement with collagen? So collagen is protein. It's highly amino acid rich. And food wise, you can get it from bone broth and chicken skin and sardines and salmon. And it really helps our connective tissue and our skin. I do not personally take collagen. That's personally me, but maybe down the road I will. What's important though is to make sure that your vitamin C is up to par because that helps to activate and support the collagen that is going on in your body. And as we age, you know that our skin changes and some of it is inevitable. I know people that have taken collagen supplements and some people swear by it and some people do not. So it really does come down to you, how you feel, how you look. I again do not take it. That doesn't mean anything, but I do other things to keep my skin and my connective tissues right. And I do eat protein rich foods, protein rich foods, very important. I do on my face put a vitamin C serum on my skin. All right. So do you need collagen? Make sure first you're eating the food that you need and then make that assessment. All right, that's collagen. Do you need probiotics? Do you need to take a daily probiotic? So, definitely if you have been on a round of antibiotics, if any time that you've had to take antibiotics for some infection or something going on, then you definitely want to follow that up with probiotics to help to put the good bacteria back in your gut. Should you take a probiotic every day? If you're having consistent gut issues and your food is not doing it for you, and you've determined that no matter what you do, your gut still isn't in order to your satisfaction, then I would say start to experiment with probiotics. But I never just say, oh, just take it, take this, take that, take that. I'm going to share with you the supplements. I always want to say, yes, at foundational, you want to take these things. Probiotics, if you're eating probiotic rich foods, fiber rich food, and you're handling your gut with the food that you're eating, then do you need to take probiotics as a daily? I'm not sure that you do. but you do if you've been taking antibiotics. That's a no-brainer for that one. They go hand in hand. All right. People ask me about calcium supplements. So to this, I say no, because dietary calcium for sure is you can get enough through your food. You can green leafies, chia seeds, there's a list of calcium-rich foods, and supplementation with calcium definitely acts different in your body than if you were to eat dietary calcium. And I want you to do your research on the potential dangers of calcium supplementation because of the way that it goes into the body. It can calcify or go into places that it doesn't belong in our arteries and create kidney stones and all of that. So I never recommend calcium supplements. However, you might go to the doctor and maybe you're having some challenges with your bone mass and you might be recommended calcium. I'm going to let you do the research on that. I'm just there to give you some information so you can ask questions and investigate. So if you've been asked to take calcium supplements, I want you to investigate if that's really good for you. And I know doctors are often prescribing it because that's what has been told time in the past, but there always new information. And so it takes a while for things to get updated sometimes in the medical community. Do your research about that. I'm not going to recommend calcium supplements for you. All right. B vitamins, B12. So we need the Bs, right? So you supplement with it if you are low. If you run your blood work and you know that you are low in B12 or the Bs, then you would supplement. Otherwise, no. Iron, if you're low, then you would be asked to supplement with your doctor. Zinc. So I take zinc. You get all of this you can get in food. So I take zinc situationally when I'm wanting to add more, like when the season of COVID and all of that, that I may pop me some zinc if I feel like I'm coming down with something. All right, what else? Vitamin C. Vitamin C, I'm going to come back to that, but you can definitely get it in food. And I'm going to come back to the vitamin C. And then multivitamins. I do not take multivitamins because I will tell you what I take in lieu of a multivitamin, because oftentimes, let me see how I would say this without getting too technical. You can't get everything that you need in a multivitamin. A multivitamin has a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but not enough of any one thing to move the needle. And sometimes it's not what's called bioavailable. So when you take it, it doesn't really go to your bloodstream. And it, in some cases, can be expensive urine. If you bought a vitamin and it doesn't do anything, there's no evidence that shows that a multivitamin with all these different vitamins is moving the needle. So I don't take it, but I do. I'll tell you what I do take. Okay, and adaptogens. I think I'm going to do a video on adaptogens. So adaptogens help us with our adrenals and calming. And that could be like lion's mane, rhodiola. Maybe you've heard of it. And I think I need to do a video just all about adaptogens or have an expert come in and talk about that. So I drink some adaptogenic teas to help me, but I'm not even sure if it helps, if I'm honest. But I like tea and it's definitely not hurting me, but I do not take anything as a supplement in that way, like a pill, but I take it as a tea. All right. And I want to talk about what I recommend that you do have as a woman over 40. And this is for our wellness. Before I get into, again, the must-haves, a lot of the other ones are situational, that you add them based on what is going on in your life and what you may be deficient in at a given time. All right. But these that I'm going to mention are always, okay? I'll say always, but your vitamin D with K2, and here, let me say this. Vitamin D is responsible for so many things in our body, especially in our pause phase: bones, mood, hair, skin, gut health, blood sugar, like so many things. So vitamin D is in the sun, which we're not in a lot of times. And as we get older, that's where we're more getting more deficient. And it's a powerful pause supplement with K2. So K2 helps the vitamin D become more effective and helps calcium, dietary calcium, get away from where it's not supposed to be into our bones. So D3 and K2 is a number one recommended supplement for you all in the pause. However, you wouldn't take the K2 if you are on blood thinning medication or you're on dialysis. But otherwise, D3 plus K2 is a must-have supplement. If you're not taking anything else, that is one of them. The second one would be magnesium. But hear me out with this. So magnesium we can get in food. Vitamin D you can get in food, but not enough to move the needle. Magnesium you can get in food, but it's shown that we don't get enough. And as a woman in a pause, magnesium is important to activate vitamin D, and it is very, very important for bone density, especially after menopause. So that's one of those supplements that is on the radar of, yeah, make sure you have that in your supplement routine. Now, magnesium can help with calming and anxiety, but it also can serve as a laxative. So when you're taking magnesium, and I've done a video all about magnesium, when you are taking magnesium, so I take three capsules is a serving, is a 400 milligrams of magnesium, which is what we need. But I also eat magnesium. So I don't always take 3 capsules. I take 1 or 2, because honestly, if I'm being honest, 3 capsules makes my stool loose, and I don't like that. So I have to find that balance between getting the magnesium I need and not making my stool loose. So you got to play around with that. I'll give you the recommendations of all of these things in the down bar, but magnesium is one of them that we need. Again, especially if you are post-menopause, it's real important for the bones. The next one would be omegas. So you can get your omegas in fish, and salmon, and sardines, and there's some in walnuts, and there's other food sources. It's always food, but that's the omegas. It's one of those pause supplements that helps us with our joints and pains and aches and all of those things. It's lubrication for your cells. It's like not having the omegas is trying to drive think about driving your car without oil. Like you wouldn't get very far over time. It's the same with the omegas. And just to make sure you're keeping your cells lubricated, I supplement, and that's one of the ones that I recommend. Y'all know about fish oil. I take a plant-based omega because a couple of reasons. It's super effective. It skips the middle fish. I'm not vegan. I like fish, but I also know that there's mercury and all of these things. So algae is where the omega comes from. So in this plant-based one, it skips the middle fish and goes straight to the source, which is the algae. I like it. I use it. But if you have an omega that you like better and you know that it's high quality fish oil, go for it. There are plenty of ones on the market, but I'll also share with you the one that I use. And then the 2 other things that I want to tell you. So the D3K2 magnesium, the omegas, and I take encapsulated produce. So this is what I take in place of multivitamin. And this is what gives me a lot of vitamin C and all of the vitamins that I need. It's encapsulated produce. It's the pits, the peel, the seeds. It's the water taken out of all this fruit and vegetables, and it's put into a capsule. It's called Juice Plus. I'll put the information down. You can look that up and do your own due diligence. That's what I personally take, and that is what I recommend because it's effective. I've been taking it for almost 9 years now, and I've just seen some phenomenal things happen. It bridges the gap between what we should eat and what we do eat, because it's hard to get all the produce in our body. So that is what I use personally in place of a multivitamin. I don't use a multivitamin because I know this works. And then the last, if we want to call it a supplement, what I want to say to you all is you want to get your hormones checked. As I do this work, I realize that in so many cases, we don't know how important it is to get our hormones checked the right way. Because people just say, oh, just take your blood work. That may not be the right way. It may be that you need to have it taken through urine. That ain't my area of expertise. But within the necessary nutrition community, I bring in experts to talk to the members with regards to hormones, the pros and cons, and alternatives and all of the things. But knowing where your hormone levels are, because if you're in this age, they are changing, they are depleting, and unless you do something on it, they're not gonna come back. So I bring this into the supplement conversation because once you get your hormones checked, then you want to, based on where they are, decide what you want to do about it. There maybe are some over-the-counter creams and supplementation that you want to try, or maybe you're deciding to go with bioidentical hormones, but that is something that you want to look into to help you mitigate symptoms and concerns related to the pause and keep us healthy as we continue to age and slow the, and because when we lose our estrogen, it's going to affect our bones and our memory and just all these things. So I currently am moving into that direction because I know when you know better, you do better. And I just want to make sure that I'm covered. So when it comes to supplementation, I am looking into what I need bioidentical to me to make sure that I'm covered with my hormone mayhem as a woman over 40. So going back, D3K2, yes. Magnesium, yes. Omegas, yes. Bioidentical hormones or hormone management, look into that very seriously. Look into it. See if that'll work for you. And then I take Juice Plus, fruits, vegetables, berries, and I take the omegas from them because it works. All those other supplements, the collagen and the Bs and all the other things, I would say food first, the ones that I mentioned, foundation, and then assess your body, get your, in this case, when you're looking at nutrients, you can look at it through some blood, but look at where you are before you're just taking all these things that may not even be effective and it's costing you all this money. So if we food first, if we exercise, drink us some water, think some positive thoughts. And I know this world is crazy. So it's always a challenge to keep the main thing. But when it comes to supplements, we are being bombarded with all the things. I know, and take this, take that, and it gets confusing. So I don't want you spending money you don't need to spend, doing things you don't need to do. Recommendation is do the foundation, food, the ones I mentioned, and then take an assessment and see where you are after that, how you feel, how you look, and what you know. I think that's it. I think I said it all. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. Please like the video if you like it, subscribe, comment. I love to answer questions and let me know what else you want to know. I'm always doing videos a couple of times a week. I'm going to put in the description the link to the Juice Plus fruits, vegetables, berries, and omegas that I use. And you can look into it and see if it makes sense to you, as well as the D3K2, Necessary Nutrition D3K2, and Necessary Nutrition Magnesium. And if you are interested in learning more about what it is, what it entails to be a part of the Necessary Nutrition community, that information is going to be down there for you as well, because that's where we really bring in the experts and we're talking about hormones and alternatives. And the first thing that you get as a member is a comprehensive nutrition plan designed to make sure that your blood sugar is good, your cholesterol is good, your weight is down, and we're addressing any hormonal disparities that we can address from food. So I think that's it. This is Robin, nutritionist from Necessary Nutrition. Eat well, think well, and be well. Until we meet again, I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.